Imagine working hard every single day, only to literally throw $1,500 directly into your garbage can at the end of the year. Sounds completely absurd, doesn't it? Yet, for the average American family of four, this isn't a thought experiment, it is a harsh financial reality. We live in a culture that glorifies the appearance of wealth. We see it every time we open our phones, scroll through social media, and watch influencers flaunting their latest purchases. But beneath the shiny exterior of brand new vehicles and daily premium coffees lies a massive, quiet crisis. Take a look at the roads around you. The average monthly payment for a new car soared to $772 in the fourth quarter of 2025. Even more shocking, according to Edmunds, over 20% of new car buyers are now signing up for massive car payments that exceed $1,000 every single month. As a nation, Americans collectively owe a staggering $1.65 trillion in auto loan debt. Then, there is the daily caffeine fix that so many of us rely on. When you visit a local or chain coffee shop, you are likely spending $6 to $8 per drink. If someone buys just one of those specialty coffees every workday, they are draining roughly $1,500 to $2,000 a year from their bank account. The real kicker? You could make that exact same beverage at home for just 25 to 50 cents. These eye-opening numbers highlight the massive canyon between how the general public handles their money and how actual wealth builders handle theirs. You probably clicked on this video wanting the secret to getting rich quickly. You might be looking for the next big crypto play, a fast side hustle, or a glamorous lifestyle hack. But I am going to tell you the truth that social media influencers won't. Real wealth isn't built through dramatic, exciting leaps or get-rich-quick schemes. It is built through a collection of incredibly boring, unsexy, and unglamorous daily habits that compound over decades. This video will break down 10 of these extremely boring habits that actually work. They won't make you viral, but they will make you wealthy. Habit 1. Drive an older car, far longer than feels comfortable. The math behind buying new cars is absolutely brutal for your financial future. As we mentioned, that $772 average monthly payment translates to $9,264 annually, and that is before you even pay for gas, insurance, registration, and routine maintenance. According to Kelley Blue Book, a new car loses approximately 20% of its value the exact moment you drive it off the dealership lot. By the end of the first year, that depreciation typically hits 25 to 30%. This means a $48,000 vehicle plummets to a value of $33,000 to $36,000 in just 12 months. You are losing more money in thin air than many people manage to save in an entire year. The financially smart approach is to buy a 5-year-old Toyota Camry or Honda Accord for $15,000 to $20,000. At this point, the car has already taken its biggest depreciation hit. Modern vehicles are built incredibly well and can reliably run for 150,000 to 200,000 miles with just basic maintenance. Ramsey Solutions surveyed over 10,000 millionaires and found their median car price is just $31,367. The top 3 vehicles driven by actual millionaires are Toyotas, Hondas, and Fords, not flashy luxury brands. If you took that $772 monthly payment, drove an older paid-off car, and invested the money at an 8% return for 15 years, you would accumulate roughly $170,000. A $50,000 luxury SUV and a $4,000 Honda Civic both get you to the exact same destination, but one destroys your wealth while the other helps build it. Habit 2. Eat the same meals on a weekly rotation. For people who view every meal as an entertainment experience, eating the same things weekly sounds terrible. But food waste is a giant money pit in most households. The average American throws away roughly 325 pounds of food annually, according to RTS research. That waste represents hundreds of dollars literally going straight into garbage bags. The solution is simple. Create a menu of 4 or 5 staple meals that you rotate weekly. This habit makes your grocery shopping completely predictable, removing budget surprises because you always know what the ingredients cost. It also drastically slashes food waste because you know exactly how much of each ingredient you need meaning nothing sits in the back of the fridge until it goes bad. Furthermore, it removes the daily mental exhaustion of trying to figure out what to cook for dinner. Households that adopt this boring rotation approach consistently report spending 30 to 40% less on groceries than households that just wing it at the supermarket every week. Habit 3. Eat everything you have before buying more. This habit takes the meal rotation a step further. According to USDA data, Americans waste an unbelievable 30 to 40% of their food supply. For a family of 4, this waste equals about $1,500 every single year thrown straight into a landfill. In fact, food waste is the number one material in American landfills, accounting for over 24% of municipal solid waste. We have all felt the guilt of buying healthy produce only to watch it rot in the crisper drawer or finding mystery containers of leftovers pushed to the back of the freezer. To stop this financial leak, designate 1 week a month as a use what you have week. Refuse to go grocery shopping. Instead, empty the fridge, freezer, and pantry and force yourself to get creative with whatever is left. You only restock once the existing inventory is completely exhausted. This one simple habit can cut your household food spending by 15 to 25% while totally eliminating the guilt of spoiled food. Habit 4. Make your coffee and drinks at home. Let's look at the numbers behind the daily coffee run. According to Empower's research, as of 2025, Americans spend about $44.50 monthly at coffee shops, while Gen Z spends even more, around $51 monthly. A specialty drink at Starbucks will set you back $6 to $8. Over the course of a year, buying just one daily weekday coffee costs roughly $1,500 to $2,000. Meanwhile, brewing premium coffee at home using high-quality beans costs less than $1 per cup, or about $150 to $350 a year. The yearly difference is a massive $1,650 to $1,850 saved. If you were to invest that difference at an 8% return over 30 years, it grows into roughly $220,000, which is almost $250,000 just for making your own coffee. This perfectly illustrates the $27.40 rule. Spending just $27.40 a day on small, seemingly harmless purchases adds up to a staggering $10,000 a year. Habit 5. Bring your own food everywhere. The convenience of buying food while you are out is quietly draining your budget. Buying lunch at work usually costs $12 to $18, while prepping a similar meal at home costs just $3 to $5. A daily takeout lunch habit for 5 days a week equals $3,000 to $4,500 spent annually. By bringing your food from home, you spend only $750 to $1,300, creating pure savings of $2,000 to $3,000 every single year. This rule is just as important when you travel. Vacation food spending can easily hit $100 to $200 daily for a family. Airport food has massive markups, and tourist restaurants charge 30 to 50% more than restaurants back home. The smart trick is to visit a grocery store the moment you arrive at your destination. By stocking up on snacks and simple breakfast items, a $500 vacation restaurant bill can quickly drop down to $150 or $200. It isn't glamorous to pack a sandwich for a flight, but the people who do this are the ones who can afford to travel more often. Habit 6. Shop in person rather than online. Online shopping tech is purposely designed to separate you from your money as quickly and painlessly as possible. The frictionless experience of one-click ordering and saved payment information bypasses your brain's natural critical thinking. Research into consumer behavior shows that online shoppers spend 15 to 30% more than in-store shoppers on equivalent purchases. To fix this, you need to reintroduce friction into your spending. Try deleting shopping apps from your phone and removing your saved credit card information from websites. Make a strict rule for yourself that all non-essential items must be purchased in person. Having to drive to a store, walk down the aisles, and wait in a checkout line creates the perfect amount of inconvenience. It gives you time to ask yourself if you actually need the item, filtering out momentary impulse buys that silently drain your accounts. Habit 7. Pick a wardrobe and stop buying clothes. Fast fashion and social media have convinced us that we can never be seen wearing the same outfit twice. This cultural pressure is exhausting and incredibly expensive. Bureau of Labor Statistics data shows the average American spends about $1,800 a year on clothes. Sadly, much of this clothing is worn only a handful of times before it is discarded, donated, or forgotten in the back of a closet. The wealthy handle this differently. Research shows millionaires don't constantly update their wardrobes. They find what works and stick to it. The goal is to build a capsule wardrobe of high-quality basics that fit well and will last for years, and then simply stop buying. It comes down to the cost per wear. A $300 sweater that you wear 100 times costs you just $3 per wear, whereas a cheap $30 sweater you only wear twice costs $15 per wear. Embrace being an outfit repeater and redirect that saved clothing money into wealth-building investments. Habit 8. Treat yourself like a bill and pay yourself. First, most people handle their paychecks in the exact same flawed order. The money arrives, they pay their bills, they spend on lifestyle, and then they try to save whatever happens to be left over. Because spending naturally expands to fill the available cash, this sequence guarantees that your savings will be tiny. You must flip this sequence. Treat your savings and investments as your most important bills that must be paid first. Set up automatic transfers to move money into your retirement accounts, emergency funds, and investments the very day you get paid, before you pay rent, utilities, or buy anything else. Over 1 million American workers have successfully saved more than $2 billion through state auto IRA programs by using this exact automatic deduction mechanism. When the money leaves before you even see it, you adapt your lifestyle to the smaller remaining balance. Habit 9. Live 2 years behind your income. Whenever people get a raise or promotion, they almost always upgrade their life immediately. This is called lifestyle creep, and it is the exact reason why high-income earners often feel as broke as low-income earners. Shockingly, Goldman Sachs research reveals that 41% of Americans earning between $300,000 and $500,000, and 40% of those earning over $500,000 report living paycheck to paycheck. Their expenses have simply expanded to match their massive incomes perfectly. To avoid this trap, pretend you are still earning what you made 2 years ago. When you get a raise, do not upgrade your apartment or your car. Keep your spending exactly the same and bank the entire difference. For example, if someone making $65,000 lives on $55,000, they have $10,000 to invest. When their income jumps to $80,000, if they keep their lifestyle locked at $55,000, they suddenly have $25,000 annually to invest. Delaying gratification is hard, but it creates financial options most people will never experience. Habit 10. Have a hobby that can make money. Unlike the other habits that focus on cutting back, this final habit is about increasing the money coming in. Research published by Inc. shows that 65% of self-made millionaires have at least 3 streams of income. This doesn't mean you have to work 80 hours a week or start a massive company. Instead, look at monetizing a hobby or interest you already enjoy. If you like writing, try freelancing. If you are skilled at a craft, sell your creations. If you love fitness, document and share your journey online. The internet has made the barrier to entry incredibly low. Dedicating just 1 to 5 hours a week to a productive hobby can generate an extra $100, $500, or $1,000 a month. That extra cash can be funneled directly into your investments and emergency funds, accelerating your path to wealth. Furthermore, time spent creating something profitable is time you aren't spending money on passive entertainment. Now, let's look at the boring math behind true wealth building. Ramsey Solutions found that 79% of millionaires are self-made, having received 0 inheritance. Only 31% of them averaged an annual income of $100,000 or more during their careers. It took the average millionaire 28 years of consistent behavior to reach that status. 8 out of 10 used a standard employer 401k, and 3 out of 4 invested outside of company plans. Not a single millionaire in the study credited single stock picking as a major factor in their wealth. The savings from these boring habits are monumental. Driving an older car saves $5,000 to $8,000 annually. Meal rotation saves $3,000 to $5,000. Making coffee at home saves $1,500 to $2,000. Bringing your lunch saves $2,000 to $3,000. Adding friction to your shopping saves $2,000 to $4,000. Combined, these unglamorous habits save $13,500 to $22,000 every single year compared to typical spending. If you invest just $15,000 of those savings annually at an 8% return for 25 years, it grows into roughly $1.2 million. Meanwhile, according to Bankrate, the average American carries more credit card debt than savings and cannot even cover a $1,000 emergency expense. The choice is entirely yours. You can prioritize looking successful today through endless consumption, or you can prioritize actual financial freedom through boring accumulation. The habits that feel like sacrifice in year 1 will feel like pure freedom in year 10. Pick the boring path, and your future self will thank you.